So, we've played the Star Wars Battlefront beta, but is the final product strong with the Force? Or fallen to the dark side of EA? Pfft, how should I know? All I got is my opinion. Hey, hi, how you doing? And may the Force be with you. This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. So, Star Wars Battlefront, it's been getting a lot of attention as of late, thanks to its beta. People are already speculating and analyzing and hyping up the brand new Star Wars shooter from Dyson EA. However, based on what we were able to find out from the beta, will the final product of Star Wars Battlefront be worth it? Well, let's take a look at what we learned from the beta. Now, even though we weren't allowed to play all of them, we were at least able to see that there are at least 10 different game modes, possibly 11. That's 10 to 11 different game modes. Quite honestly, that's a bit impressive. There seems to be 8 or 7 multiplayer game modes, and 2 possibly free different single-player and co-op game modes. So the game seemingly is going to have quite a bit of variety in terms of game types, so that if you get tired of one game mode, you'll always have all these others you can branch out to. And something that is very important to note, and this adds a ton of value and replayability to Star Wars Battlefront. There are bots, people. There are bots. There is AI. Thank God for that. Similar to its predecessors, this Star Wars Battlefront, seemingly, we don't know the full extent, we don't know the full details, but seemingly has a game mode where you can play all the other game modes by yourself or with a friend while surrounded by bots. You know, instant action from Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2, in this Star Wars Battlefront, instead of calling it instant action, they've seemingly just called it battles. And I cannot stress enough, having a single-player offline option in your multiplayer game with bots adds huge value and replayability to your game. That is a huge plus in my book. It basically immortalizes the game. Something which one of my favorite first-person shooters of all time, Titanfall, failed to do, and what one of my new favorite games of all time, Evolve, did right. Bots, an offline single-player mode, always important. Doesn't matter if it's a multiplayer game. Offline mode with bots, very important. I'm glad DICE and EA realized that. That's a huge plus for Star Wars Battlefront. Now, I have a theory, I have a guess, I have an estimation about how many maps are actually in the game. Because here's what it looks like to me. Now, we know that Star Wars Battlefront only uses 4 planets from the Star Wars universe, with a 5th one on the way later on after release. And it looks like, now don't quote me on this, but it looks like every single game mode is going to have 4 maps. Each one of those maps taking place in one of the different 4 planets. So each map is set on those planets, but they're different maps, different locations on that planet. That's what it looks like. So we may in fact technically be getting 4 different maps on the same planets for each game mode. But honestly, that's just me being hopeful. There's always the unfortunate and awful possibility that they're gonna reuse maps. That we only get 4 maps reused for all the game modes. And that would suck ass if that's what they did. I grant DICE and EA this, the maps are gorgeous and there is solid level design, but only 4 maps? If there are only 4 maps, I'm hoping there's more than 4 maps. I'm hoping I'm mistaken. I hope my theory is correct that each game mode has 4 different maps that take place on the same planets, but you know, different locations on the planet for each game mode, each map. But if that's not the case, that's a really big lazy cop-out. I'm sorry, but for a multiplayer shooter, the minimum amount of maps you should have available is 12. 12 maps should be the minimum, in my opinion at least. So let's hope my theory is correct, and we don't get the worst possible outcome of only having 4 maps. Next up, let's take a look at customization. Now, from what we've seen, and from what we can guess, you will be able to almost, possibly, completely customize your rebel soldier or stormtrooper. We already know you can change genders, which, honestly, that's pretty awesome. Because I could be mistaken, and I'm sure I'm mistaken, but this could possibly be the first time ever we get to play as female stormtroopers. I always thought all stormtroopers were guys. I don't know why, there's just something badass about a female stormtrooper. Maybe they got better aim than the boys, eh? Anyways, from what we can gather, you'll be able to, customize and change the head. Not so sure about the body. We know, of course, there's genders. But there is the possibility that there are different heads and helmets available. We don't know the extent of the customization. We do know that the game is going to have a ton of emotes. We've already seen a few, like cheering, clapping your hands, a salute. I'm really interested to see how these emotes work in the progression system. Like, as you level up, do you unlock emotes? I know as you level up, you unlock access to more gear that you can then buy with credits. But will you have to buy and level up to get emotes? Are emotes a thing? Like, do you get access to all emotes at the beginning of the game? We don't know. We do know that you have to level up to gain access to more weapons and abilities, and then you buy those weapons and abilities with credits that you earn by, well, playing matches. And this seems to be a decent progression system. Let's just hope that they give us a ton of stuff to progress for. Here's hoping we get a lot of special abilities, a lot of bonus equipment, a lot of weapons for us to buy with our credits. Not real world money, don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about microtransactions here. I'm talking about in-game currency in the in-game inventory store thing. We don't know the extent of the DLC in Star Wars Battlefront. We don't know if there's going to be microtransactions or season passes or anything like that. Nothing like that has been announced yet, so let's keep our hopes high. Now finally, there is, of course, the gameplay. Now gameplay, it's subjective. It's subjective whether you're going to like the gameplay or not. Objectively, I can tell you, objectively, that the gameplay in Star Wars Battlefront is quality. But whether you will subjectively like the gameplay of Star Wars Battlefront, that's all on you. I, subjectively, really enjoyed the Star Wars Battlefront gameplay. It's so smooth. The gunplay and the movement is so smooth. I find that very appealing, and I had a good time playing the beta. However, whether this game will come out with enough content to satisfy everybody and fix a few balancing issues, because there are balancing issues with the vehicles and the weapons and the spawning. Good God, they need to work on the spawn points. But besides that, we seem to have a solid quality product on our hands, based on what we were able to see from the beta. This does not entirely speak for the full product, so we will have to see the full product to see what state it's in and how much it's improved from the beta, so on and so forth. But is Star Wars Battlefront worth it? I would say, if you're a Star Wars fan, then it's worth it. If you're a multiplayer shooter fan, I would say wait. Wait for reviews and see if it's for you. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna love this game. It's as simple as that. It is so Star Wars that any Star Wars fan can pick up, play, and enjoy this. But be wary, shooter fans. Gamers who aren't the biggest fans of Star Wars, be wary. Wait for reviews. Don't pre-order this game. Don't pre-order. That is my recommendation. Even if you're a Star Wars fan, don't pre-order. I recommend getting the game, but don't pre-order it. Don't get it day one. Wait for reviews and see if you will really like this game, if it's for you. Is Star Wars Battlefront worth it? Probably, but let's not jump to conclusions and end up throwing our money away. Let's be patient and see what happens when this game comes in November. Anyway, that's been a video. I hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved with the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment. What are your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on Star Wars Battlefront and the Star Wars Battlefront beta? What's your opinion on this video? Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section. I love reading comments. I'll get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. And finally, I am the Gamertron. I love video games. I love talking about video games. And if there's something that interests you, maybe consider supporting my channel by subscribing to me. Anyways, guys, this has been a video, and I will see you guys later.